People, what is happening? I am excited you are here. Maybe you're not, but too bad. We are going to dive right into Chapter 5. Welcome. Good news. We skipped 5, 1, and 2. Why did we skip them? Because they're one-step inequalities. You guys are equation awesomeness people, which means you will be inequality awesomeness. So we don't need to do 5, 1, and 5, 2. We can do more better, more funner things. See what I did there? Okay. Let's dive right into it. So guys, here we go. Our inequalities, literally, gang, they look very similar to our equations, and we solve them nearly identical. There's one weird thing about inequalities. So, literally, give me your undivided attention on this one here. Hopefully you'll figure it out. Should be good to go. All right, we see this, right? Get rid of addition, subtraction first. That means the 3's got to go over here. All good. So we're going to go negative 8y. We're going to subtract 3. Minus 3, guys. This turns into negative 8. All right, last step. This was simple. Divide by negative 8, right? So we're going to divide here, and we get y values greater than 1, okay? Now, here's the difference. First off, I didn't solve that right, so bear with me. I'm going to prove to you I didn't solve it right. But here's the difference. So equations, we get one answer. Or sometimes we had infinitely many, and sometimes we had none, right? Same thing happens here with inequalities. This means any y value that is larger than 1 works, right? Is a true number sentence here, okay? I'm going to prove to you that we didn't solve this right, and then I will go over the weirdness that is known as inequalities. So guys, if we take this inequality, negative 8y plus 3 greater than negative 5. Again, we should be able to take any number bigger, right, than 1. Can't pick 1 because it's y greater than 1. How about 2? You guys think 2 is good? Okay, so we replace y with 2. So now this looks like, 2 plus 3, and this is going to be bigger than negative 5, okay? So this is negative 16 plus 3, okay? And of course, as you guys know, negative 16 plus 3 is negative 13. Is this a true mathematical sentence? Is negative 13 greater than 5? No, it's smaller than 5. So that means we didn't solve this right. Okay, and so here is the secret, guys. You will find that inequalities and negative signs, cats and dogs, oil and water, whatever you want, they don't go well together. Okay? And so here's what we have to do. If we are going to divide by a negative 8 here, that's completely acceptable. We have to do that, right? But what we have to do when we divide by a negative, or multiply, because sometimes we will multiply as well, but more often than not, in our problems, we're going to see division with a negative. We have to flip our inequality, right? So our inequality is going to change from a greater than now to a less than 1, okay? I believe now, if we tried this again, I think now it would work, okay? And we'll do that real quick. Look, we're going to not pick 2, okay? We'll pick a different number here. What number? Y value small. How about 0? That seems like a great number. So we're going to use 0 here, okay? Negative 8 times 0, guys, what is that? 0, okay? 0 plus 3. Is 3 greater than negative 5? Now we're good to go, okay? So people, that's really our only trick here. If we see a negative, and it's basically, guys, it's got to be with your variable, right? So your coefficient, right, could be a negative, right? It doesn't matter what the constant is. If that's a negative, look, nobody cares. I'm going to try to trick you guys and fool you on it, so don't fall into the trap. Okay, let's keep on moving. Woo. Lots of good stuff here. Okay, distributive property on both sides. Let's get rid of that. 3p minus 2p plus 8 is less than p minus 2 plus 3p. All right, let's combine whatever like terms we have. So these will combine, p plus 8. These combine to what? 4, p minus 2. Okay. Doesn't matter which side we move. We can move p over to 4p, that's great. We can move 4p over here, okay? That's fine too. But think about what's going to happen. If I subtract 4p over here, I'm going to get negative 3, right? Then we got that whole negative thing again. If you want to avoid that, be my guest, okay? Hey, I'm going to subtract p from both sides. Perfectly fine. I'm left with 8. This turns into 3p minus 2. Now the 2's got to move over here. We're going to add 2. So this turns into 10. Okay? Good to go. Just solve for p. So divide by 3. Now, if you're going to do this, folks, p greater than 10/3 or 3 1/3. Okay? You can write it like this. But you have to understand sometimes our answer, and most of the times, is with the variable first. So they're going to say, hey, we want values of p that are this compared to 10/3. Lock in your best guess. What should my alligator be doing here? Which way is he chomping? Well, if you're not sure which ways he's chomping, who's eating here? Right? He's eating the variable p. So it's still got to be eating it here. Okay? So when you go to rewrite this, because I know all of you are going to want to make me like super proud and super happy, right? We want to write our answers like this. Well, if you solved it in the variables here, basically our inequality is going to chomp the other way, right? It still says the same thing. P greater than 10/3. P greater than 10/3. Okay? Again, any number bigger than 10/3 is an answer. Okay. Here's that. Check your solution. We can do this again. First step is to subtract 13 here. Right? Subtract 13. Negative 11d. Ooh, we finally get a less than or equal to. What is this going to turn into? 63? No. What was that? 66. Goodness gracious. Okay. Divide by negative 11. Okay. D greater than or equal to negative 6, of course, is not the right answer. Remember, our one tricky rule. You multiply, divide by a negative, right? That has to change. Bam. Now we're good. Values of D less than or equal to negative 6 is my answer. Again, check your answer. Absolutely, guys. Pick any number you want. We could pick negative 6 here. Replace D with whatever number you want. Multiply it. Subtract this number from 13. It will be bigger than 79. Okay? We hope so. Alrighty. Holy smokes. Look at this one. Again, this isn't any more challenging. It's just a little bit longer, just like the last one. So let's go ahead and distribute negative 7 plus 11k less than, here we go, we're going to distribute negative 2, negative 4k minus 2. Okay? Combine like terms, here we go. Negative 7 with positive 11 gives me 4k. Also going to have 4k over here. And minus 2. Maybe you see it right now, maybe you don't. No big deal. Let's bring our variables together. All right, I'll choose to move this one over here. Subtract 4k. Maybe now you see it. What's going to happen, gang? That's right. My variables are going to cancel out. Negative 28 less than 2. So this means when your variable goes away, special case. Okay? So now we have to make sense of this. Right? Special case could be no solution, infinite solutions, right? Those are my two special cases. Is this true? Is this false? If this is true, like if this is a true statement here, infinite. If this is not true, no solution. Is negative 28 greater than or equal to negative 2? Not in my book, is not. So this is not true because that is a not true mathematical sentence. We get no solution. Okay? These are great, aren't they? Yeah, it doesn't matter, guys. Any number that you put in here for k, we will not get a true sentence when we try this. Again, you can try any number in the whole world. Not going to work. All right, what about this one? Who's to say? Let's solve this one. Again, if you're watching this at home and you're like, hey, I think I can do this, you just pause the video and you keep doing what you do, plus 8r minus 16. Nothing to combine here on the left. we can combine 22 minus 16, right? What does that turn into? Negative 6? No, sorry, positive 6. Ooh, okay. Maybe we see it here. Maybe we don't. Again, you knew it was going to happen. All right, I'll move 8r over here. Once again, my variables cancel out, and I'm left with this. 6 less than or equal to 6. This is true, right? Because it is a true statement. This has infinitely many solutions, right? Basically, any number in the entire world that we can think of, we can put in here into this inequality, and it will work. Okay. All right, we're about halfway there, I think. Bebopping right along. Can't read. There we go. Adriana has a budget of $115 for taxes. The tax service she uses charges $25 to activate an account, okay, and 8 cents per receipt to file taxes. How many receipts can Adriana tax and stay within her budget? Remember, her budget was $115. Oh, this was so sweet of them. Look at that. They wrote this for us. Okay? So remember, guys, when you see the word per, each, right, those are dead giveaways for your variable number, right? We think like slope almost. That's your rate of change. Okay? Well, the amount of money is changing by 8 cents for every receipt that she wants to file, right? The $25 is just a one-time fee. Okay? So, they've written that for us. Bad news, eventually we're going to be writing these, okay? But I feel like we're ready for them, though. So how many receipts can she tax? Well, let's just solve this equation, right? No, it's not an equation. Somebody just yelled at me. Thank you. This is an inequality. So we'll do all this. Let's see. That's going to turn into 90. Okay? I would try to do this in my head, but it's too much right now. 90, again, we're going to get rid of that 0.08. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a large number. We get 1125. Yeah, I didn't want to try to multiply. I was trying to multiply by the fraction and whatever. Okay. So that's how many receipts. 1,125. Receipts. Did I spell re? Yeah, I think so. That's how many receipts we can file and still be within her budget of $115. Okay? Trying to go quick for you guys because I know you're excited to get to all this other stuff. Rob now has a budget for senior pictures. Sweet. The cost for a basic package and the sitting fee is $200. He wants to buy extra wallet-sized pictures for his friends, of course, that are $450 each. Okay? How many pictures can he order to stay within his budget? Once again, solve this. Okay? We're going to subtract 200. Subtract 200. You guys are like, man, I love me some inequalities. 225. Okay, once again, I'm not trying to divide 225 by 4.5. Mr. Texas is going to do that for me. This turns into 50. So the number, right, of wallet-sized pictures he can buy, any amount up to and including 50 pictures. Can he order 51? No. Can't do 51, that's over budget. But he can do 48, he can do 50, all good. Finally, we get to do something. Define a variable, write an inequality, solve the problem, check your work. Yes. 4 times a number plus 12 is less than the number minus 3. Okay. Define a variable. N equals some number. Okay? Here's what we know. 4 times a number plus 12. This is going to be, right? This is all going to come down on the left-hand side of my inequality. 4 times a number plus 12. Okay? Here is your inequality statement. Is less than. Okay? Last part. Right? The number minus 3. Again, it's subtraction. Think about who's doing the subtracting here. Is the number doing the subtracting? Is the 3? Whatever is doing the subtracting goes at the end, right? The number, are we using the same number here? Mm-hmm. Number minus 3. Okay. And it looks just like that, guys. And then we can go ahead and we can solve this one, right? This shouldn't be too hard. So I'm going to bring n over here, so we're going to subtract n. So it's 3n. At the same time, I'm going to move the 12 over here. All right, this is going to turn into what, negative 15? Oh, hey, and since I'm dividing with this negative here, I need to flip the sign, right? No, remember, the negative's got to be with my variable. We don't care if that number's negative. All right, divide by 3, n less than negative 5. Okay? Okay. So again, any number that is less than negative 5 will work in this scenario, right? That when you take all of this and all of that, this number will be smaller than this number. Okay? Hopefully we can do another one of those because that is just fun. Yes, we do. All right, 6 times a number. All right, 6 times a number. Again, we're going to still use n for the number. Okay? Is greater than. Is greater than. There's your inequality. Greater than. And then 4 times the number minus 2. So 4 times the number minus 2. Great. I don't really have a choice here. I've got to move 4n over with 6n. So we're going to do a little bit of subtracting here. All right, subtract. This turns into 2n. Less than that. Again, don't be fooled just because there's a negative 2 over here. We are not switching our inequality. So n is greater than negative 1. There you go. So any number bigger than 1, when you do this, right, and you multiply that number times 6, and over here you multiply the number by 4 and subtract 2, this number will always be bigger than that number. I mean, this is just good fun, guys. This is good fun. Oh, no. Oh, you know what? We were doing so well. And then it decided not to scroll. Hold on. I don't know why it does it. I plugged it into the right port. Come on, silly. Okay. What are we going to do here first, folks? Oh, somebody said it. They said distribute all this madness. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and do that. Nothing to do on the left-hand side, right? Man, we've got 2 things to distribute. 6a plus 3a plus 12 minus a minus 7. So we're going to combine all of our a's. Bam, bam, bam. 6 plus 3 minus 1. That's 9 minus 1 is 8a. Number. 12 minus 7 is positive 5. Are you positive? I'm positive. Do you notice it? Yes, you do, right? We've got the exact same variable with a 5. I've got the exact same variable also with a 5. Again, you could subtract your variables together. They will cancel out. They go away. And you're left with 5 less than or equal to 5, which is true. So guys, infinitely many solutions. Don't you love these ones? I know I do. Okay? All right, one more to go, and then I'll get you out of here. We'll move on to other things. Maybe they're going to give us something sneaky. Who's to say? Distribute. 4r minus 6 minus r is less than 7r minus 8 minus 5r. Okay? Combine. 3r minus 6. Here's an r, there's an r. 2r minus 8. Again, I'm going to pick on the smaller one so that when I move it over, I don't get that negative coefficient because I don't want that. So I'm going to subtract 2r here. I want to be clear, guys. We will still get the same answer. We're going to add 6 to both sides. It's just easier, okay, for me not to have to worry about it because that's one less mistake that I might make, okay? R values less than negative 2 work here. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. Not too bad. This is the beginning of Unit 5, all on inequalities. So more good, fun stuff to come with inequalities. Wouldn't it be great if we could graph them? Maybe. See you guys.